let's talk about Liverpool because that's where we were. I mean, obviously Gary was right in saying that Liverpool no doubt will replace Suarez. They can't necessarily replace him as an individual, but they've only got Ricky Lambert up front as a replacement. Is that? Trevor Francis said, "Look, you spent $4 million only on a striker."
I think Liverpool's going to change the way they play. Because you remember the situation about in 1987 when Ian Rush went to Juventus. Liverpool replaced him with John Barnes, Peter Beardsley, and John Aldridge, and they changed the way they play. I think under now Suarez is gone. I think my match has always been, if you lose a big player, don't try to replace him. Just change the way you play and change your emphasis. Like everything went through Suarez when he was at Liverpool. Now other players can come into it. It's a big.
Yeah, just Sturridge up front now, I think. Yeah, you don't need the top two, and then you've got Sterling who can play number 10. And at the back end of last season, he was fantastic.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
But what you're saying, Peter, which you're quite right, is, well, what happens if Sturridge pulls a hamstring?
Well,
and you've got a Champions League football.
Well, Gareth Bale was a similar situation with Tottenham. As soon as he went, they tried to replace him with a whole team, and they didn't have such a good season.
Well, again, so you've got to change the way you play. But I still, stick to my point that Liverpool overachieved last season, and I think, this season, I think they're going to struggle.
I agree as well. I think they overachieved last season.
Definitely.
Was it 12 wins in a row back end of the season?
But you made the point, though, about Steven Gerrard, and obviously Gary was quite defensive about that. Now, I think it's fair to say Steven Gerrard had a good season up until that mistake in that game.
It was influential.
And then it sort of affected his confidence.
I think he's a very, very important player for Liverpool.
Oh, they do.
Yeah,
but it affected him in the World Cup.
He's not influential no more. He's not influential no more. He's not the Falcon in play. He's like a sitting midfielder who leads by example.
But they are influential, aren't they?
He's influential.
They can win games still.
In terms of going from box to box, you would have thought Henderson was more influential than him. And that when Henderson was suspended after the Man City game, they actually missed him in those two games against Crystal Palace and Chelsea.
But he doesn't need to be influential in that way.
Well, definitely. Obviously, he's going to lead by example. But in terms of like I said, Steve.
But he's going to be a pivotal player for Liverpool next season. It's got the feeling for me a bit like Hodgson was with Rooney. You don't suspect Rodgers is going to drop Gerrard if he's fit.
He's not going to drop Gerrard, but at the end of the day, you've got to look at the situation as that Liverpool's problem is what to do with Steven Gerrard. They're playing him in a holding midfield, in a holding position, which is fair enough. But against teams that are more mobile and going to attack, you want a more natural player in there. Are you going to leave Lucas out at expense of Gerrard? Say you're playing like Real Madrid in the Champions League and Real Madrid are going to attack, you need to give the defence protection. Who's the better holding midfielder, Lucas or Gerrard?
Here's a question for you. I'm not going to ask an Arsenal fan this. Will Liverpool finish above Arsenal?
That's a great little question. I'm going to go for no, actually. I've got Liverpool down for 5th. Liverpool fans aren't going to thank me for that.
By answering that question, you think Arsenal will finish 4th again?
Yeah, they're going to win the 4th place trophy.
I think Liverpool are going to struggle this season. The reason I say that is because what's going to happen this season is all the teams are now aware of Liverpool and they've studied Liverpool.
You say that, they're going to play a different way though. They're not going to play with Suarez.
But Anfield, what John's trying to say is that Anfield, teams are going to respect Liverpool. Teams like Arsenal, we've got a hiding, we've got a good wallop in there. We're not going to be that open against Liverpool. Not at all. We're going to defend better at set pieces. Like I said, we're going to hold positions when they're attacking and hit them on the break. We're not that stupid.
Teams are going to close up against Liverpool versus previous seasons where Liverpool, they were inconsistent. So usually the smaller teams will surprise Liverpool. But in this case, Liverpool they no longer have that surprise against the
key for Liverpool is you need to focus up front, but you've got to focus on the back. As I was saying, my question to Gary, that's such a weak spot for them last year.
It's a surprising
and Glenn Johnson is just I'm not a Liverpool fan, but I feel fury for them. Especially on Twitter, there's so much hatred for him. Just get rid of him.
He was at fault for all 3 of the goals. He was that position for all 3 of the goals. I couldn't believe it.
But they do have a player in now, Manquillo, who's from Atletico Madrid. He only played 10 games last season. But finally, someone's putting some pressure on his position. And even just that subtle change might play a role in them actually doing okay.
Johnson's much better going up front than he is defending.
His time's over now in Liverpool. He's not good enough.
He's going to get mullered.
Okay, so where did Liverpool finish?
I think Liverpool finished in their rightful position, which is going to be 5th place.
You're going with 5th?
Okay,
you're going
wise man.
I'm going with 5th.
Really?
Okay.
Yes.
There's 3 5ths for Liverpool.
Can I just say something? One thing I want to say to you guys, right?
Oh.
This is our show, right? Let's not care what Liverpool fans say. If Liverpool fans are upset, then it's too bad. We're entitled to opinions. So don't say, oh, we're going to upset Liverpool fans. Liverpool fans get upset if it's not sunny outside.
I would say, and I've got to say this as a QPR fan, that when you go to Anfield, I cannot think of another ground before the game kicks off as passionate as no other club beats Liverpool.
Yeah, but things.
No other club gives you those.
But they don't have a monopoly of passion.
Goosebumps.
They feel
you get goosebumps.
There's a special pride in that club.
You never walk alone, and before that game starts, I certainly found it, absolutely fantastic. And I actually, I was going to say admire Liverpool fans. You can't admire a particular set of fans, but they do create a great atmosphere.
But they're not the only club that does that.
Your club doesn't do that.
Yeah, but even so, they're not
Chelsea don't do that. Arsenal don't do that.
Maybe not.
Liverpool fans have a special pride.
Palace do that. Palace do that.
But then again, Everton fans, you could have support. I've been a good support. That's got just as much a good atmosphere as Anfield, if not better. Their fans are just as passionate. I think the trouble we have in this country is that we tend to sort of bow down to Liverpool Football Club, like the only club with passion, the only club with a song.
No, but the point I'm trying to make is, Kenny, is that Arsenal's like a library, Chelsea's even worse than a library, and the sort of clubs, if you like, the clubs that are sort of have a low level of support, your QPRs, your Crystal Palace. West Ham can be, they're not so much lately, but they're passionate. There are passionate fans and not so passionate fans.
The thing with Liverpool, I do get the situation, I do get it, but I think what's happening is that I think other football fans, especially Arsenal fans, Spurs fans, Chelsea fans, we kind of we're not revered to Liverpool anymore. Liverpool fans have gone down in our estimation a bit because of the
Suarez.
Well, the Suarez thing left me cold. The way Stephen Gerrard was saying, "Oh, why are you joining Arsenal? They're not a big club." I respect that. Liverpool are a big club than Arsenal. No doubt about that. They won
Kenny
more
Dalglish
trophies.
defending Suarez for the Hill.
They won more Europe Cups. I get that. But there's a line that Gerrard crossed, and that was out of order. And
it's amazing that when Suarez did what he did playing for Liverpool, all the fans backed him and supported him. The moment he did it in Uruguay, they changed their tune.
Well, that's football. Liverpool fans,